Yo, welcome back to the BST4 channel. Wingness, what's going on? What is happening today, man? There was a subscriber, not even a subscriber, maybe a guy who was just commenting on the video. I don't think he's a subscriber, but he said that you can gasket port match a 2-valve head, right? And you can create 100 horsepower. A simple engine like this that's in this Crown Victoria here. Stock ECU, stock intake, stock cam, stock header, all of that, you know, all that. And you just port match or gasket port match the heads and you get 100 horsepower.
Ooh.
If you guys think it's true, let me know in the comment section or show me some proof, because I have my car that's sitting over here. I was looking at it and I was praying over it. And I was like, I got a turbo on it. It doesn't mean anything. Any fool can put a turbo together. But can you dial this thing in to create 100 horsepower? I can probably get more depending on the turbo and the injectors and everything like that, because you got to up the injectors, up the fuel pressure, and blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. It's all about the tune with this thing. So if you have a situation where you have a stock anything, you know, one of these type of things here, or you got a stock situation that's like this, and you're trying to tell me by gasket port matching the head, right, without messing with the bowls or anything, without doing no cams or anything, without doing the intake or nice header or underdrive pulley system and ECU tune, that you can get an extra 100 horsepower just by messing with just alone. Just zzz, 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 match it and it works 100 horsepower? I don't believe that. I don't believe that. But you guys leave a comment in the comment section and let me know if this can actually happen, because I don't believe it.
We're looking at what is one of the most unique little engines I've ever seen. I didn't know they went this small. So why did Cosworth back in the day go this small with a mule engine?
This engine we developed in 98, 99 with the express purpose of helping us develop what was then our new Formula One engine, which was the TJ V10, last of the line of V10s. So at the time, you're trying to do slightly different things with both of them. Obviously, at this point, we had no interest in emissions. This was just about performance development. So by making it a single cylinder, that's just the quickest, cheapest way to get to a set of pieces you can test. And you know, we could run through tests enormously quickly. You know, we could have a range of different piston ring heights lined up, 3 different pistons, 3 different tests. So it's just all about how quickly could we get results. Got to remember, back in those days, there wasn't engine homologation in F1, so you could develop your engine between the races. You know, You could have a better race engine in 2 weeks' time. You were allowed to. So speed of development was key.
Okay, so we've divided that engine into 10. That's about 900 horsepower. And I know that the 3-cylinder engines, it's been very formulaic in terms of what was created in the mule engine, and it multiplies up into your 1,000 for the V12. Is it the same with this? Is this a 90 horsepower single cylinder Formula One engine?
Absolutely, yeah.
And what about the revs? Is this being able to rev as high as that?
Yeah, this revs at 20,000 RPM.
What?
And it has to, because otherwise it's pointless. You know, this is one cylinder of that, exactly as you say. You know, every element in the combustion system is identical. The positioning of the camshafts, the lobes, the finger followers, the ring heights. We're not worried about the bearing sizes and such like at the bottom end. This is combustion systems.
Now you have a Cosworth engine that was making 90 horsepower on a single cylinder engine. They only created that engine, basically a lawnmower Briggs & Stratton engine, tweaked the heck out of it so they can go up and get the tech so they can make the V10 engine. So the 90 horsepower single cylinder engine times that by 10 makes a 900 horsepower on a V10 engine. All right, now let's fast forward over here to this Crown Victoria that made 198 horsepower. Now 198 horsepower is 24.75 horsepower per cylinder on a 4.6 2-valve V8. Now you hold on to that. So the guy said by gasket port matching, he said that he can make an additional 25 horsepower per cylinder on a 2-valve engine. 300 horsepower dang near just by port matching on this old engine. The new breed car boys or girls, they're just in a fantasy world. It's because somebody told him that. I don't believe it. Not with a 2-valve head. Maybe I'm missing something. And if I'm missing something, please, somebody correct me in the comment section. And if you want to see this comment, you can click this link right here, and it's pinned on that video. This is crazy. 2-valve engine making 100 horsepower on everything stock with a gasket port matching head. Not messing with the bowl, not messing with anything. And that will make 100 horsepower in your Panther that looks like this or your Panther that looks like that. That is nuts. I don't even have 100 horsepower out of this just yet with this stock double overhead cam that's inside that thing. So leave a comment in the comment section. I'm ready to learn. Please, somebody tell me something. Maybe this guy knows the magic. I don't know, because I did a whole bunch of crap to this head, and this head is not even a 100 horsepower head. This is just a flow better mid-range type of head. With using the stock cam or a mild cam, you can get a little bit of oomph in the mid-range. Please leave a comment in the comment section. I think that if we do a road course with our Crown Victorias or all our Panther cars, Lincoln Town cars, all the Panther cars, I think that'll be something that's dope. And we kind of make some rules up for each class or whatever, man. Or just run them. Just run them and see who wins. You know what I mean? We're just having fun trying to run. Because if you guys get blown away by another Crown Victoria, you'll go home and start adding some performance stuff to it. 100%. So we'll talk about that on the next video. And I'm going to leave you guys with some racing. So click like, subscribe if you choose. And we'll see you guys on the next one, man. And please comment below about this. All right? Later.
Trans Am racing is probably has the best spectator appeal of any type of road racing that the SCCA is involved in, because there's a lot of the spectators can identify with the automobiles. They all look pretty close to what their stock cars look like. The cars are spectacular on the racetrack because they don't go around like they're on a rail. They slide and drift, pick wheels up in the corner. They're really fun to watch.
Then thunder on for a running start as the flag drops. Parnelli Jones in his school bus yellow Mustang jumps into the lead. Mark Donahue in an American Motors red, white, and blue Javelin, and George Fulmer in another Mustang follow. They dice for 40 laps. Starting far back, threads his way through the pack, only to be nudged out of the race by Sam Posey. Laps over the kinky 1.9-mile track. Jones pushes on, never very far ahead, but Donahue can't close the gap. One hour, 52 minutes, 36 seconds, and Mustang draws the first blood of the new season. It's Mustang first, Javelin second, another Mustang third, and Barracuda fourth.
That he just built a second floor on the bottom of the exhaust pipes. And so he had two floors in the car. One was above and one was below the exhaust pipe. Oh, no, that won't work. I can't remember all the things that happened to that poor car, but I know at one point, and you've all heard this story before, and it's probably come from all the different aspects of motor racing. It's probably been Formula One, and it's probably been NASCAR, and it's probably been Trans Am, and I'm not sure where this all started from, but in measuring the 22-gallon cells, and I'm reasonably sure it was Smokey, he even agreed to take the cell out of the car and put it on the ground so that they could physically measure it and say, okay, you got so many inches by so many inches by so many inches, so therefore it's 22 gallons. And they measured it, they filled it with 22 gallons of water, and they dumped it out, and they measured it again, and it was 22 gallons, and they couldn't figure out why he didn't have to stop for gas when the other guys did. And he said, see, I told you it was legal. He threw it in the passenger side of the car, hopped in, started the car up, and drove it back to the car.
The fuel tank mistake they had was probably legal, but there wasn't a rule on how big the filler neck could be. So the filler necks held 6 gallons of fuel.
No, you mean that the little tube going down to the tank would be bigger than a barrel?
A little tube, yeah.
That little bitty tube would hold 4 to 6 gallons. Ronnie, this guy worked on your cars. Tell me it isn't true.
It's true, it's true. We had a 5-gallon filler neck. It was a 3-way double filler cap, and you could fill and watch it come right to the top, and then flap it closed.
So the 22-gallon tank was legal, but the additional fuel went into the area there. Now, of course, Horst and John have their own little battle, along with Peter Brock, over a fuel tank that held a little bit more. I bet you wish that they were as lenient with you at one point as they were with these guys with their excess fuel.
You know, first of all, I don't believe in the word of cheating. I call it innovation. I'm hearing a lot of things about fuel tonight. I think what I did makes me look like a prince. We didn't change the cell. We didn't have a larger fuel line down the engine. All we did was change the top of the fuel tank to a lighter gauge. Unfortunately, at the end of the race, my hand seemed to tip across the ignition switch and it cut out. Okay. But it took the SCCA one whole day to decide whether I was legal or illegal. And on top of that, I wanted to win that race. Period. Okay. I didn't care about the points anymore because it wasn't a league race anyhow. But I needed to win. And so we had a little extra fuel and my hand tripped on the ignition switch.
That's my story, and I'm sticking with it. That's it. Of course, John Morton was the beneficiary of them maybe finding a little excess fuel in your car. John, your take on this?
Well, I don't have anything to add to what Horst just admitted to. But, you know, how long ago was that? 35 years? Yeah, and he has gotten so much crap for what he did. And BRE was, you know, pure as the driven snow. We never did cheat in the Trans Am, but you know, some of the SCCA rules are so stupid that you have to use a little ingenuity. And when we were running the 240Z, which was the car we ran before the 510, we dropped the brand new car down at the ride height we wanted it to be, and it had so much negative camber, we thought, we can't run it like this. So we moved it some pickup points, and we made these bolts. Matt, do you remember those bolts?
Could you hold that up just a little bit higher? I think people in the back want to see that bolt.
Do you think it has an adjustment factor built into the bolt? If you look at it in this direction, you can see exactly what I'm talking about, how far off center.
It's only a quarter of an inch. Only a quarter of an inch.
Only?
Yeah,
Oh,
but
it
you
didn't
see,
make any difference there.
yeah, the next year they realized their mistake and they changed the rule and let us use offset bushings. But in the meantime, we had to compensate for a bad rule.
Nothing like that goes on today in SCCA, does it?